guess that the easiest place for us to start looking at the cross is in the Gospel of John, the passage that we all know so well, I hope, John 3:16, which says that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Now, this is worth looking at because we have here John, the Gospel writer, reporting on a conversation between Jesus, the Messiah, the Son of God, and with a guy called Nicodemus, who was probably the best theologian in the world at that time, Jewish theologian that is, and talking about being lifted up, being the cross, and Jesus is saying, John says rather, that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and Jesus just been saying that he have to be lifted up, as the snake was on the stake in the desert, in the book of Numbers, which we'll talk about later probably. But here we go with a translation which has travelled slightly astray, I think, because we say it this way: God so loved the world that he gave us his only begotten. He gave us Jesus, in other words. But actually, the word "so" is much better translated as "thus." Really, what John, the Gospel writer, is saying is that it's thus. That's the way that God loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son. That's the way that God has loved the world, by organising with Jesus to have him raised up on a cross and to die for us on the cross. So there's a real sense in that passage that all that God wanted to do has been done. Jesus did say, didn't he, when he was lifted up and crucified, it's finished. When he died, it's finished. I've done all I set out to do. That is to say that the whole value of the cross not only gives us access to God, of course it does, but what it does is remove the blemishes from us, set apart from us all our sins, and the Bible uses the word iniquities, which is a similar thing, and in the end it allows God to have access to us. So it's terribly, terribly important for us to realise, when we're looking about the message of the cross and its power, to actually understand this, that God has got it sorted. It is done. God has finished the work. It is finished. It is completely finished. It's complete. It's finished completely. Whichever way we want to look at it, it's done. God has done what he wanted to do, to open up the gate for us to go through to share in the riches of the kingdom of heaven.